risk. And then middle of the game, they started to force some things. It was okay to see, but that end is just heart-wrenching. You have Elder Dragon, you have a split pushing AD carry, and then he ulties back 2 people that Zig goes for in that moment.
Yeah.
Absolutely heartbreaking. They have to be able to get over that and get into this game and start saying, all right, that was a fluke, but we did well.
Yeah, they definitely did. And that was the big concern for Phoenix One. If bringing in Inori would help their team play and allow them to more consistently compete. Well, in game number 1 against NRG, they definitely gave NRG a run for their money for most of the game. Now, we are in picks and bans. Vladimir, Zyra, and Victor banned away specifically from GBM. Shen banned away from Zig, though.
Yeah.
In answer.
So the bans previously were Azir, Sivir, and Bard for NRG. And for P1, it was Vladimir, Zyra, Trundle. So the only thing changing is the Victor for the Trundle. And so far for NRG, same Azir ban, but they dropped Sivir so far and Bard for Shen. We'll see what that last ban is. Maybe Rise, maybe Karma.
Yeah, it is in fact going to be the Karma for the final ban. With Phoenix One on blue side, got to get rid of those huge Karma, Vladimir.
Yeah.
But that Rise is still open. Korean had a remarkably good performance, keeping pace with GBM for the course of the game.
I feel like P1 just gave NRG a little bit of an out because Vladimir is super good. I know that they've played it before with Slushy and with Pyrian, and it just hasn't looked that great. But I seriously think that that champion, you have to get some time on it in scrims and just go off, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a champion that, you have to know how to play as a mid laner and be able to dominate the game, and it has to be a red side ban. Banning it on blue side just really pigeonholes your strategy.
Phoenix One, speaking of strategy, might be looking to change it up. Elise being hovered by Inori right now. Not going to go for the run fast, kill somebody on the Olaf, but nope, decides to swap it over. Trundle, first pick for Phoenix One. Likely going to be seeing that go to Zig in the top lane. That's typically his second champion when Shen is no longer an option.
Yeah, it was ended up banned against him in the last game. It's a champion that he really likes playing, shredding those tanks, assisting his team, has the pillar to assist as well, and has some split push pressure. Of course, not the same caliber as Jax, but honestly, it's something
It's up there, yeah.
he's pretty good at. So I think I'll do it.
Ooh, the young Evelyn hover and Alawi on top of that. But Quas, he had some pretty good success on that Jax in game number 1. Might just be looking for the same thing in game number 2 as NRG going to be looking for those first 2 picks for themselves. But looks like they're going to decide to change it up as well. Santorin returning to that Rek'Sai, on which he was so instrumental in game 1, and Rise locked in.
Yep, that Rise. It's a champion that has a lot of presence, picked and banned in a lot of games, and honestly, I think that this guy falling through the ban phase, it's kind of rare. You can see there his ban rate is 80%, and then his pick rate is 10%. So very few games that he actually gets by without anybody picking or banning him.
Involved in 72 of 80 games in either pick or ban. But now Phoenix One are going to have the luxury of being able to pick around that Rise, very close range. So might see if MASH decides to go for something a little longer, like an Ezreal or a Caitlyn, to get away from that. Or if they just decide to go for a run fast comp once again, and as Inori looks at the Hecarim, the Zerg rush people down has been a favorite strategy for Phoenix One ever since we've seen them start to take games.
I mean, grouping up as 5 and rushing at the enemy has been their bread and butter. The Bard was banned out last game against them, so that's that lock-in there for Gate. And Inori is probably going to be Hecarim in the jungle here from Trundle top.
Yeah.
Most likely going to be like a Victor to round out the composition for P1.
Yeah, we'll see what they decide to do with the Victor banned away. They'll have to react to that.
True. That's true.
But NRG, we've seen GBM take some interesting picks with the Anivia, with Ziggs, which not a lot of other mid laners have seemed to have gotten behind. But
yeah, thank you for that.
He does still have that red side counter pick, so we'll see if they decide to save that. Again, that Rise could be for Quas, that could be for GBM. They could counter pick top lane now.
It's just so odd that you would ban that many mid laners on blue side You could first pick either of those. They're great champions to first pick.
I think they took a look at the end game stats as well, and they saw GBM did 41% of his team's damage. He consistently does 34% plus of his team's damage.
It's absolutely insane for a mid laner.
Yeah, absolutely huge. But in answer, NRG decide to save that counter pick either for GBM or Quas, depending on the rise, and they lock in their AD carry and support with Twitch and Braum.
Yeah, Twitch and Braum here. Kiwi Kid on the Braum, going to be trying to protect OQ, and OQ loves this Twitch. He's one of the only people in the NALCS playing this champion, and it's mostly because he likes to show up next to you and just annihilate your team. And nice. Okay.
Ooh, Cassiopeia making a surprise appearance last week. Now suddenly a staple of mid laners all across the LCS.
Yeah, it was played in 3 of the matches, 3 of the 4 matches today.
Yeah.
We've seen Cassiopeia.
Froggen, Jensen, and now Pyrian.
I mean, as a champion, I was really surprised nobody was playing before. And same thing with like Kennen, right? Like I hope Kennen pops up because I think that's another underrated pick right now. And Cassio incredibly strong. The amount of damage she's able to put out and control a game with. And remember back in the day when it was like Ryze, Azir, and Cassiopeia were the 3 mid laners? It's like they're still all really damn good and up there, and you can still play them into each other, right? Like you can play Cassio into Azir and be doing pretty well.
Pyrian, in the wins that Phoenix One have had, received player of the game both times, but Alawi is the final pickup for NRG.
All right, so Quas, low mobility team here. It's going to have to be able to get into that back line. Doesn't have assistance, but there's a lot of threats here. Quas on that Alawi, Ryze for GBM, and the Twitch for OQ. Getting in on this team is going to be rough.
Yeah, that's a lot of AoE.
Yeah, it's a ton of AoE. I'm excited to see Quas play this Alawi. I'm a big Alawi fan because it's not actually the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's not like super hard, like, oh, it's a Riven or anything. It's situational, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like an Udyr, where Udyr actually has one of the highest mastery curves. Like, playing him a lot pays off a ton.
Yeah.
And it's all positioning, right? You get punished if you position poorly, and you have no way to reposition yourself.
Yeah, it's all about knowing those windows of power. When you can get in, when you can get out. And very strong picks for NRG to start this off. But Game 2 is about to kick off. As you're watching, hit us up on Twitter to contribute to the fan vote. Use hashtag P1win or hashtag NRG win to call out your predictions.
Or hashtag Cassio win or hashtag Alawi win.
Oh, yeah.
Who has the better serpentine form? Who knows?
Well, one's a squid and the other is a snake.
They both kind of have, you know,
Bit of a
boom, same type of skeleton on the inside.
invertebrates.
Sort of. Not 100%, but yeah.
Well, I mean, that means no bones. That's not right.
Yeah.
That's not the right word. But we have loaded onto the rift for Game 2 between Phoenix One and NRG.
I'm really excited because there are some picks in here that we are seeing emerge. The Hecarim, the Cassio, the Alawi. Like, this is going to be a really fun game to watch.
Yeah.
And cast.
The hope is that we're going to see some explosive action. Huge damage from Cassiopeia.
Yeah.
Huge damage out of Twitch, Ryze, and Alawi.
Yeah. So, I'm probably going to have to go over Alawi's kit at some point.
Okay.
Because every time I see people talking about Alawi, it's like I still don't know what they do.
Yeah.
Or what she does.
That was actually a conversation people were having today.
Oh, God. Where?
Alawi's still one of the most feared mains.
Ah.
People,
Yeah.
I'm afraid of Alawi. I have no idea what she does.
Oh, yeah. And her damage is incredibly...
Yeah.
It's surprising. It's surprising because it does so much out of nowhere. And so the big thing with Alawi that you kind of need to know is she'll randomly spawn tentacles. It's her passive, right?
Yes.
They attach to walls, no problem. Q throws down tentacle of her own. If it hits people, it heals her for missing % of her HP. Her W makes her leap, does % of the person's HP, and then it makes all her tentacles that are nearby smack that person. Her E pulls their spirit out, and then it does % of the damage that you deal to the spirit to the person. And this will apply things like Deathfire Touch. You can actually grasp of the Undying the spirit. It counts as a champion for all intents and purposes. Right? the Spirit will always have tentacles smack it.
Yeah.
Regardless of, like, you know, if you W'd or not. So you can actually have it double smack the Spirit by having a tentacle next to it. It'll hit
Or
it once
quick
when you
amount
pull it
of
out,
burst, yeah.
and then you W again. And that's the big thing that people need to know, is that Spirit, you know, it'll start spawning tentacles if you kill it or if the person walks out of the range. They will spawn tentacles very quickly. You no longer have to kill them to get rid of the vessel status. Ultimate, you leap into the air, you hit the ground, now you are unstoppable during that, so you can use it right before a CC to absorb the CC. And when you hit the ground, every champion, including a Spirit, that gets hit by it, you spawn a tentacle. And tentacle's invulnerable for like 8 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it'll swing at nearby spirits and vessels. So what you do is you enter a team fight, you E somebody, pull their Spirit out, and then you ulti. All your tentacles will immediately smack that Spirit, do AoE damage, and then you W. And we'll talk about that in a
Pyrian
second.
gets
Pyrian.
caught. There's a snare and a knock-up. He's already burned his flash. Are they going to try to burn him down? Nope. He walks it out.
The Noi's gonna go in.
Nori getting a little overzealous there. Forced to back
All right.
away.
No kills. Let me finish.
Yeah. So we can see it right there. Quas using the tentacle slam to go for some harass on the Zig.
So basically, the biggest thing you need to know when everything's all said and done for team fights is if she misses her E, her ultimate is way less effective. It spawns one less tentacle, and then the tentacles will not give her a free smack.
Yeah.
So you E the person, pull their Spirit out, ultimate, they all smack the Spirit, and it does AoE damage. And then you W, so you get 2 really fast smacks. And even if you kill her, the tentacles will still complete their animation. So she can kill people while she's dead in that way sometimes. And that's Alawi.
Yes. Well, Alawi in 3 minutes by Zyrene. Join us next week for Heimerdinger
Oh, God.
in 3 minutes. No, instead, we're going to continue looking at this game for Phoenix One and NRG. We saw some early ganks in the mid lane, not able to convert it into anything. Zig so far seems to be having a pretty good time dodging. Yeah. It's as you say it. It's as you say it.
Yeah. And now he's a vessel.
Yeah, so the test of spirit.
And they will swing at him.
Zig, as you can see, going to continue clearing that out. He will be a vessel for the next 6 seconds.
Yep. And Alawi's rather level dependent as well. The duration in which the duration in which the tentacles need to spawn goes down based on level.
Yeah. So when you are, when you fail the test of faith, then you are converted to a vessel for 12 seconds. So only have to dodge a handful of tentacles during that time.
Yeah, and it goes down from like 5, 4, and then 3.
Yeah.
So when you hit that 3 threshold, you actually spawn 4 tentacles for a person that you turn into a vessel. And those are like the breakpoints for it. So it's actually quite interesting because it goes from 2 to 3 to 4 based on level. And then her tentacle smack damage is actually a ratio of AD plus level.
Ooh, OQ. Panic healing there. Takes some damage as he's caught by a Cosmic Binding from Gate. Mash and Gate, longtime lane partners. Able to show they've still got that synergy in the 2 versus 2. Once again, Quas getting a big pull.
And you saw right there, he actually got his Grasp and Undying off on the Spirit. So you can hit that and they'll do it. A lot of people take Deathfire Touch as well because every time you smack it, it counts as ability damage to the champion.
Yeah.
So you can actually kill somebody with Deathfire Touch if they're really low and you make the Spirit do like almost their HP at the end. So it's the fadeaway kill. Sometimes fun.
Yeah, we've seen a couple from them last time Quas played it, but
Oh.
currently Zig is pretty far forward. Santorin roaming up for a gank, sees that it's warded, and decides instead to just let Zig off with a warning, though that ward has now expired. Santorin currently invading. He's going to try to get some deep vision. Yeah.
There's nothing there for him.
And might be trying to head back towards that mid lane as GBM is going to try to pull Pyrian forward. Pyrian on that Cassiopeia doing remarkably well in this lane against GBM. Currently up 15 CS, 6 minutes in. That's 2 whole waves. Phoenix One looking like they might set up a dive, but OQ just stealths out. The true AD carry. I trust that my support will be able to make it out without me. So a bit of harass finds them instead, while Anori continues to try to invade.
And you're talking about the Cassiopeia, Pyrian doing well. It's actually quite easy to last hit with Cassiopeia now because her E always has that less than 1 second cooldown. So right now it's 0.72. So all he has to do is hit the minions with it, and it'll actually refund 60 mana, and it costs 60 mana. So
Yeah. If the minion dies while the projectile is in the air, or if it dies to the projectile of the Twin Fangs. Very fun to last hit with that champion. Definitely recommend it if you have the opportunity. However, very short range. Only, I believe, 550 or 600 on that Twin Fangs.
yeah, same as a lot of 80 carries. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, so everything taking a nice slow start to this match.
Yeah, the
Both
junglers
teams-
are just trying to find wherever they can actually get a little bit of an opening.
So it's actually about a 700 range on the Twin Fang.
So longer than 80 carries.
So, just a bit.
Yeah, 550. I was like, okay.
It's pretty low. It feels low.
Yeah, it's actually interesting when you learn a lot of the mage ranges. It's like, why are these in the thousands? It's like, 800s. And then you go play an 80 carry and everything's 550 for you.
Yeah.
Like Lucian's Q was an 1100 range. And speaking of Lucian, he's gonna need an E here.
Uh-oh. Mash gets knocked up by Santorin. Takes some damage, has got culling. Still hasn't dashed yet. He's actually going to hold on to it as he walks out, but... Inori's going to head down as GBM on the roam zones away Phoenix 1 from this side of the jungle. Gate with the recall leaves his bot lane undefended, so they cannot quite contest this. 4 members of NRG make the first play.
Gate throws the Q over, and then a ward just like, admire my play. Now you can see what I did.
I did this blind.
I mean, so did Santorin on that Baron steal. Still,
Yep.
Like, absolutely right on time.
Awesome steal from Santorin.
Pretty perfect.
But double longsword out of Zig, along with double longsword pickaxe out of Quas.
Yep.
We'll see if he decides to go for the Phantom Dancer first.
Death Dance.
That's the one, the Death Dance.
Yeah, they dance. The Phantom Dancer does the Death Dance.
Does it?
No, probably. I mean, it's a Phantom Dancer,
Okay.
right? So it probably does the Death Dance.
Bit of a slower game as both teams looking towards that late scaling. Cassiopeia going to take a while to fully come online, whereas Rise, Twitch, and Alawi likely going to be doing the same. Zig has been doing a pretty good job of playing the mini game of an Alawi lane.
Yeah, Quas has actually been doing a great job of landing his E and pulling out the Spirit, and then making him back off, and that's how you get small CS advantages. Oh my god. Again, the Test of Spirit comes out, and he throws the pillar down to try and stop him from actually doing enough damage to it, because the damage will return to him. So.
Oh, Tyrion. Getting a little antsy there.
Our observers were like, hey, watch the Pistons. I didn't need to see that.
We're just being true to the story of the game.
Yeah, Tyrion whiffing the ultimate against GBM, and GBM popping his own to actually get away.
But he's still continuing to put pressure on that lane. Now 24 CS ahead of GBM. That's 4 minion waves that he's got in that advantage, while Mash and Gate continue to trade on that bottom side. It's nearly a 400 gold lead, and without that ultimate, Tyrion and the exhaust slows it down.
Yeah, that was actually really interesting because he was kiting towards Inori.
Is in, but GBM dodges easily.
Yeah, he was kiting towards Inori. I was like, that's really weird. Pyrion is not hiding behind minions against the Rise.
Yeah.
He started walking away from them. So, may have tipped GBM off a tiny bit in the back of his mind, but still, able to get away.
Kiwi Kid drops the flash, Glacial Fissure. As a Tempered Fate catches OQ, he's able to stealth out.
Oh,
Teleport started and canceled by Zig.
so OQ had hit the Q right before the Bard ultimate hit him, so he came out and was stealth.
Yep.
It's pretty dirty.
Interactions. And Santorin was on that side of the map, potentially looking for a collapse if Zig completed his teleport and there were to be a skirmish, but instead Zig will continue to catch minions, dodging the Test of Spirit as much as possible.
Oh yeah, another thing people don't know about the Test of Spirit is I believe it lasts 10 seconds, and every time you deal damage to Alawi, it reduces its duration by 1 second. So fighting her actually makes it go away faster.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. But it's kind of a false choice because fighting her means you take twice as much damage.
Yeah, very, very thematic.
So if you're stronger than her, then I recommend that instead of running away. But if you're
Fight her
weaker
all
than
the
her,
time.
just run away. And when I say stronger, I mean like 3 levels up stronger.
Yeah. So much damage. on that champion that we'll be seeing eventually. Recall from both of the AD carries. Looks like it's going to be double Youmu's once again. This time a more standard Youmu's. Champion out of MASH. No Tristana.
Yeah.
Can't split up fights this time.
Maybe it's for the best. Who knows?
We shall see.
Ooh, Death Stance completed already. Like, that's the Alawi dream. To have this much CS at 12 minutes. Like, you weren't lane swapped on. They let you have that one-on-one lane. You were able to push out the Trundle a little bit, not die to him, not get ganked. Like, that is the dream right there. Like, Alawi players who get ganked feel awful because you get so far behind. And the thing is like a 0-4 Alawi can still ruin a team fight for the enemy team because she just gets so many tentacles and so multiplicative on her damage.
Let's see if that scaling works out as once again, NRG clear out the vision on Phoenix One's bottom tier 1 turret. Phoenix One continue to play defensive, don't let themselves get caught out by any sort of play that NRG are going to make. Current Drake on the board is Mountain. Neither team has contested it just yet. Still want to wait for those big advantages.
And I actually do want to touch on something for this top lane because you see that the CS is even, but Quas is actually 400 gold up because a lot of the CS that Zig has is tentacles. So he's missing a lot of the CS, but when he runs away as a vessel, he's picking up tentacles. So it's a little bit deceptive.
See Quas continuing to be a bully. Teleport now towards the bottom. They're looking to dive onto Gate and MASH. Tempered Fate finds Gate, but Sig is left out along with MASH. He's going to be knocked up. First blood. There goes the leap of faith. And a lot of damage finds Zig. Quas should be able to catch up. There's a kill. 2 for NRG.
And can't chase anymore. Has to kind of waddle away. But yeah, that's 2 going down there.
Here comes Inori and Pyrian. They're going to try to collapse, but Pyrian gets turned around upon. Manages to get a huge petrifying gaze, but he doesn't have enough follow-up. He's running as best he can. Going to be turned into a vessel, but GBM collapses. 3 kills for NRG.
Nori just runs circles around that team and then ulties in and doesn't do anything about OQ, who's doing the most damage to Pyrian at the moment. JBM still has his exhaust, so that fight was actually rather in favor of NRG from start to finish there. The numbers advantage under the turret, the fact that Gate made it an easy choice by ulting the turret and leaving MASH kind of out to dry.
So very close, but with that, it's the first tier 1, the first 3 kills, and the first Drake in favor of NRG. Santorin has his smite. All right, he's going to be able to secure that. No challenge. 2,500 gold, and NRG looking pretty happy as they start to scale towards that mid game.
Yeah, and that kill going over to GBM allows him to get a little bit up there and actually has a gold advantage over Pyrian now, which was their big part. So, comes through. OQ's like, oh, guess I get to go on MASH now. Ulti comes through, kills him. Quas pulls the Spirit out and then uses the ultimate, so 100% right there. Absolutely right. I mean, he's kind of the Alawi guy right now.
Yeah.
You have to hit it. It's like a 12-second cooldown as well on your E. If you miss that, you kind of ruin the fight for yourself. Good ultimate there from Pyrian. But then the ulti comes through and OQ just gets to walk up. Exhaust goes out. You get to push him away. And GBM comes through as well. So GBM wasn't even there yet. So they were looking for that before GBM got there, but got pushed out. Too much damage onto Pyrian. Was not expecting that type of burst.
Just a clean collapse from NRG.
Nope.
Able to use that gank that they've been setting up multiple times. They're finally able to execute on it and convert it into a few kills and objectives. So we'll see if they continue to pressure the bottom lane of MASH and Gate or if they start trying to upset some other differences. Pyrian continuing to show a CS advantage over GBM.
Yeah, it doesn't mean as much anymore though. Like I said, it's even in gold now because the kill and the turret. So all the work that Pyrian did really was just to equalize, and now he'll get a little bit back. He'll get about 100 up.
Phoenix One in the bot lane. get a fast rotation and find that bottom tier 1 without OQ able to defend. They're going to try to dive onto Zig. They're doing a lot of damage despite the subjugate. They are so tanky. Quas is taking so many hits. Santorin now is going to be the one to tank it. Quas misses the tentacle, but is still able to get the execution.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. The tentacles are going to heal him for so much. Every tentacle allows him to heal from missing HP. That's going to be the turret there, so yeah. Plus the Death's Dance, it's just so much healing.
Yeah. That Leap of Faith just enables him so much. Phoenix 1, though, are going to try to collapse on the mid lane. Tempered Fate is dodged with a clean flash from GBM. They're going to try to break this down, but decide not to commit to it.
And Phoenix 1, things were looking rather good for them last game, but it's just showing more and more that this team, the problems are running a little bit deeper. Talking about how the players are skilled, talked about how their teamwork needs work, but it seems like, Quas right now, he's like, oh, I can tank this turret, I can keep smacking the spirit and getting HP back, and he tanks it for that entire time. Like, Quas is the one tanking that turret. I believe he's also got the subjugate on him during that time. And he's able to get out about half HP after everything that he was doing there. Santorin has been doing a lot of work the entire series. Like, Santorin's been playing out of his mind for energy.
He really has. Been doing quite a lot. Once again, going for the Sight Stone, prioritizing that vision as per usual, but he's now using that vision to convert it into kills and convert it into action. He's been roaming towards bottom multiple times, trying to set up vision and convert kills. Now roaming towards top, might be trying to gift over this Rift Herald buff. Minute and a half left for Quas to secure it. Zig is on that side of the map. We'll see if he contests. Decides to recall. So, Rift Herald going over to Energy.
Yeah, he'll actually take a little bit of a peek here, though.
Oh,
see what's going
forward. On. Drops the pillar. Not quite able to upset them, though. And Quas now with the Rift Herald buff and 2 kills. That is going to be a big Alawi. Yep. Oh, but they're diving the mid lane. GBM, he's got his snare. Is he going to find the right target? Pyrian gets knocked up as Santorin flanks. Quas teleporting in, picks up a kill. They lock down Nori for even more damage. Santorin might be able to get the kill solo here. He's going to look for it. Dodges forward. He's got some speed, and Nori takes a hit.
Oh,
Santorin's looking. He's got some minions. There's a Chilling Smite.
Oh,
he's healing up quite a bit. Oh, man. And Nori's running. Santorin, is he going to catch up?
He's got 3 seconds on his E.
He's right there. Santorin gets another one, but Nori's still healing. Oh, God, he actually is able to escape.
Just barely gets out there.
Yeah.
So they cut their losses a little bit, just one going down there. And oh, wait.
Whoa. Very aggressive play from Kiwi and OQ. They might have gone too far. Here comes Quas. OQ is able to get out. Ignite is ticking down, and he's going to be able to heal it back up. Finally, he goes down. Zig. Oh, he's got a dodge on tentacle. There goes one. Oh, no. He dodges the second one. Meanwhile, Quas is able to get another. He gets him on the far side.
Yeah, when you're the vessel, not just the tentacles that you spawn will swing at you. All the tentacles will swing at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he dodged the one that spawned next to him. He's like, okay, now I'm going to kill this one. And the one that was over the wall that Quas had spawned just from his own passive took a swing at him.
Oh, Quas.
He's waiting for Gate to go through.
Oh, he's found Gate.
Surprise.
Unstoppable. 5-0-1 on Quas's Alawi. Now he's going to turn onto a Nori. And Nori is dropped. Double kill. Dunked on by Quas.
It just looks like they're feeding Quas kills now. And I mean, that's the guy to give it to. He'll be able to wreck turrets. He's going to go back, probably complete hysterics, and then start moving towards his next item. I'm always excited to figure out what he's going to be going next. He's sitting on 1,000 gold after he's got hysterics. And all right, it's probably Black Cleaver.
Yeah. So much damage on that Alawi. 6-0-1. Energy with several members of Phoenix 1 dead are able to take the mid-tier 1 despite Pyrian trying to clear it out. Mountain Drake has spawned. This would be the second for Energy if they decide to convert into it, but instead they focus on denying Phoenix 1 first, stealing away that red buff, and now they're heading towards the Mountain Drake. And it doesn't look like there's going to be a contest from Nori, so this will be secured by Energy. 8-1, 5,000 gold, 2 Drakes to 0, and Energy looking so much stronger in this game.
Yeah, and 2 Mountain Drakes as well. He's just hanging out there. Gate has no idea, and yo, what up? Oh, man. Quas just hanging out there.
Pulled him out of his own magical journey.
Yeah, they gave it to Quas. GBM, though, at the same time. And yeah,
Oh.
it's just not looking great for a debut here from Inori. And he's definitely trying. Like, that's what I'm noticing here is he's trying new things. I mean, everybody's talking about how he's going to, change the team a bit. But, like, you have to take it slow. He did have some great ideas for the first game, and it really wasn't something that they capitalized on. And Energy, though, wait a second.
Double Mountain Drake. They shred through this Baron. They're going to try to turn it into a fight. Zig is going to be Inori. A huge Tempered Fate finds 3, but they're going to drop Zig as OQ finds a flank and separates it. Inori in the back line. Quas is godlike.
And OQ on the side doesn't get hit by the Tempered Fate. Everybody gets feared by Inori except for him, and he opens up on everybody else on the side, so they can't come in, they can't get their damage down. And Gate,
GBM is looking for the flank. He wants to end this game even sooner. But Flash used means Phoenix 1 can escape. They've still got double Mountain Drake, and now they turn onto the Baron anew.
Yeah, and Energy, they had enough of that game 1 nonsense. They turn around and they're trying to show that they don't belong at the bottom of the standings here. Gate, though. GBM.
Oh, Gate caught by the snare over the wall. The Rising Bard, but he is able to escape. Baron buff picked up by Energy. All 5 members have got it. 23 minutes in, 7,000 gold. Here's that fight once again.
Yep, Inori gets pushed off. Zig walks forward, and they have to fight because he got caught. Ultimate comes down, and OQ is off on the side, stealth. Inori hits everybody with that, I believe, including Santorin, but OQ, and OQ just opens up, finishes off Zig, and starts dealing damage to Pyrian, who tried to ulti and then walk straight up forward, but he had to deal with the Twitch, and the Twitch was just doing way too much damage there. OQ with the Runans, stacking up the poison.
24 minutes in, and Energy are in complete control of the game. That 7-0-2 split push Alawi. One more kill makes legendary.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you show the gold, and it's like, oh, he's 4,000 gold up. He's
The casual 4,000 gold.
He's got 11,000 gold, and then Zig is 6.9. So, that sucks. It's like, I don't think you can fight him at the moment. I feel like and the big thing is if you gang up on an Alawi, you're only making her stronger.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big problem. You have to be able to burst her outright, and that's what the Sterix is for, as well as the Death Stance, to make it so that she doesn't die as quickly. I've seen Alawis run things like Strength of Ages, top, and it's like, why are you doing that? It's like, all I need to do is not die, and I win. Because I know that I'm going to be able to do enough damage. I don't need a mastery that helps me.
It's a good way to look at the game. Just don't die, and you won't lose.
Yeah, all she has to do is stay alive for like a certain amount of time, and she'll win.
With Baron buff, Energy are going to rush forward. Quas gets
You can't rush forward here.
the
You can't rush forward.
He's able to pop the vessel onto Inori, though. And with Baron, they will continue to siege this tier 2. Yet another one is going to find Zig this time.
Yep. Both Death Stance and Black Cleaver having the cooldown reduction, and maxing Test of Spirit second is what you should do. 8-second cooldown, and it has a 10-second duration, so she can actually have 2 out at the same time.
Now Energy, after taking that mid-tier 2, rotate towards the top lane where they've got a mid-wave building. Quas not even going to try to split push. He wants some more kills, notches to add to the belt. There's another one. This time it's on Pyrian, who lands a big stun, and Ori charges forward and knocks GBM back in. GBM is dead. Quas misses the leap of faith, but he's still going to be able to pick up one as he drops a tentacle slam and gets a kill. The tier 2 goes down as Quas continues to go in. Flash from Gate gets him out. OQ very deep, but decides not to open up and lets P1 off with a warning. The tier 2, though, did drop.
That's the strictest warning I've ever seen. Like,
yeah. He was right there.
He killed his teammate. You're next, I guess?
Yeah. He's sending a message.
But yeah, Energy actually lose more members there, I believe. They ended up... Oh, okay. So, pulls it out. GBM dies. Quas ulties. Nobody is he doesn't get any extra tentacles. Sure, his tentacles turn invulnerable, but it doesn't matter. They kill the turret. Almost kills Gate and gets the flash out of him, but it's 2 for 1. But you did get a turret for it, so
Yeah.
still 10k gold advantage.
Finally able to drop down that tier 2. 1 tier 2 remaining. Baron buff has fallen off of Energy, but their third Drake is about to spawn. This would be a third Mountain Drake, allowing for an even faster neutral objective take.
They're probably going to get it too. I don't think you can actually walk in against this composition because you'll have the setup from Twitch. You won't have your pink wards in place. You don't want to walk into an Alawi because that's what she wants, because she can't engage on you too easily. That's why people actually max E second as well. It's because it allows you to have some type of poke pattern. Pull the spirit out and then just kill it. Probably Spirit Visage next item as well for Quas.
Yeah, that Mountain Drake now spawning. Phoenix One are going to try to cheat their vision inward to get some control over the pit, but NRG decide to send a few members towards the bottom.
Everybody.
They actually shove on down and break the tier 2 before Phoenix One can respond. They might even be able to try to break an in-hit before the recall is complete.
Yeah, now, if they want to, they can go for Mountain Drake. Or they could dive. We'll see.
Oh, Tempered Fate will catch Kiwi. Gets separated by the pillar, hops over the side. And Phoenix One can't quite pick off any members that they look for. Oh, there goes yet another vessel. Quas taking some damage from Pyrian, but just can't shred through the size of that Alawi. So much health, so much damage. Quas is absolutely enormous. And there's the Mountain Drake you were talking about. Energy collapse, and they're going to be able to take this. As Phoenix One actually race down the mid lane.
Phoenix One trying to push the mid wave out and get towards this tier 1 turret. They actually abandoned the Mountain Drake and try to protect their turret, and there they go. Okay, so they kept it still aggro. Quas was able to hold it.
Trying to give Energy the old run around, but they don't fall for it. Mountain Drake number 3 secured. Next Drake will be an Ocean. That will be the last remaining Drake.
Oh, man.
Even better to help set up the siege for Energy if they're able to get it.
Yeah, exactly. It helps them with the siege. I mean, having 30% true damage, pre-mitigation, really helps your siege to just muffle things down anyway. And Inori, on the other hand, I mean, his debut is not that great right now. Energy is a team that, you know, is near the bottom of the standings. P1, you know, this is a team that they have to beat if they want to talk about, you know, climbing up the standings near the latter half of the split. And also Inori's build at the moment. He had that Glacial Shroud for a very long time. He had to get rid of his pink ward to actually catch another, but oh wait, GBM caught out.
Takes some damage, flashes away. Kiwi Kid separates them. Quas is going to pull Inori for just a bit of damage. And here comes OQ catching up with the rest of his team. Phoenix One try to make a play, but aren't able to convert it into a kill, though they did burn GBM's flash. Baron now spawning. Energy have got vision control over that
They're
side.
going to kill it fast.
And triple Mountain Drake. Two members doing a lot. Here comes Zig. Inori over the wall. Drops the sweeper. DPS gets pulled. Energy turned it into a fight. Quas pulls one. Can't he quite find the big slam as Zig is over the wall, and they're trying to burn it down. Quas finally dunks, but it might be too late. He goes low and is shut down by Mash. OQ is going to clean it up, though. The aggressive flash. He gets the poison. Can he quite proc it? Chases forward. Oh, the slow finds him, but he slows Gate in return. Oh, and Gate's able to take the magical journey to safety. Zig caught by GBM as he turns it around. Exhaust slows him down. A huge stun is not going to be enough. Zig drops. It's 2 for 2.
Inori coming back down the mid lane. Baron doesn't go down, though. They pull off of it. OQ saves a little bit of that fight, and Quas honestly missed a whole bunch of opportunities there. You want to go into a cluster and just be this gigantic juggernaut. Like, Alawi is pretty much the definition of a juggernaut. Right? It's hard for her to get in, but when she does, she's going to obliterate the fight. Inori nowhere near this right now. Off on the side. It's got 5,000, 4,000, 3.
He's going to try to run in.
He doesn't have vision.
Makes it toward the pit. There goes the Tempered Fate, but it's on the Baron. Inori goes down. And now NRG finish off the Baron, finally able to secure it. They're second in this 31-minute game.
Yeah, Inori Hecarim with Sightstone. You don't usually see that, but he needed it. Threw some wards over the wall. Saw it was at 2k HP, and NRG did what P1 didn't. They turned onto the jungler and killed him so that he couldn't steal the Baron.
Yep. Minutes in, NRG 10,000 gold ahead, 3 Drakes to 0, 2 Barons to 0. Now is the time for them to break the inhibitors.
Yeah, they can just walk up to these, do a little bit of damage to them, and it'll end up being a lot of damage because of the triple Mountain Drake.
Yeah.
There's some pings behind. Don't think we're going to see a TP, though, from the Trundle.
Yeah. I'm not so sure you want to try to fight 5 members of NRG right now.
Yeah, I think even when you wait for 6 items, it's still going to be kind of brutal. The amount of damage that they'll be able to put out with the Rise, the Twitch, and the Alawi. Yeah, because at this point, they're still like trying to get through Quas and GBM, and they still like have to ignore OQ while they do that. So it ends up being a very rough fight for P1.
Now it's going to be a two-lane split out of NRG. Quas and Santorin running distraction in the middle, trying to keep their vision pressed up. Gate takes a lot of damage here. He's actually dropped down to about 500 health. Dodges one technical slam, and he's going to get away from the second one, too. So we should be able to make it back to base and heal.
Yeah, it'll end up doing 73% of your HP, 72% of your HP if they kill the vessel.
That is a lot of damage.
Yeah. So yeah, 3/4 of your HP. You're just like, I got hit by one ability, technically, and it got pulled out, and then everybody just kind of zergs it down.
Speaking of zerging, NRG rushing forward to the mid lane. Tempered Fate finds GBM. They're able to get a pull onto Zig. GBM backs it up. Quas is stunned up, so he can't quite finish off that vessel.
Yeah, they got the exhaust out of GBM, though, and they chunked GBM down. Had to use the ultimate from Purion, though, and he's still not level 16, so...
Nash splitting the top lane is going to try to catch this minion wave that was prepped by NRG. They're running out of Baron buff, though. It's only going to be up for about another 30 to 45 seconds. Continue to try
Purion
and forward. OQ finally goes in. Purion is a vessel. Dodges one. Oh gosh, he's finally going to be able to get out of there. But in the meanwhile, without Purion there, that means that the inhibitor turret finally is broken. NRG break this mid-inhib.
Quas has just been doing such a great job of landing that E over and over again. And I'll be honest, it's not easy to do.
Yeah.
The width on it and the range is actually not as forgiving as you would think.
It's a very slow projectile.
Yeah, and if there's any minions or anything in the way, the minions kind of smack them away. It's like, they have no spirit. Only champions.
Minions are people too.
Apparently not.
According to Alawi.
I guess her god doesn't care for them. Much like we don't. They're just kind of a gold source.
I mean, we do call them farming minions. We farm crops.
They kind of just sink into the ground as well.
Yeah. The true tragedy. But Ocean Drake picked up by NRG.
Yep.
They're just looking to close this game out as they're up 11,000 gold now. Going on nearly. Taking their time. Don't want to give Phoenix One any opportunities to get back into the game. We've seen what a late game Cassiopeia can do if given the opportunity.
Yeah, she needs to get there, and she has a lot of room to grow, right? If she ends up getting the death cap, possibly Azonia's, we'll see. But he's not really rocking too much in the CDR department at the moment. I believe he's, yeah, sitting at... Swapped on me. Observer, please. 8%? 9%? So,
not too much CDR.
Kind of just runes at that point.
Level 16.
Yeah.
300 CS, so he's building up more and more. NRG now going to siege the top lane. 5 members all grouped up. Zig heading over there as well. Yet another.
Again, and watch Nori's HP. Just gets him down.
Down nearly half. Energy without the Baron. Are going to try to burst it down. Boss takes some big damage as Mash finds a pretty solid culling. Yeah, Zig is able to take some of these Vessel punishments. Nori waiting in front of Furion, trying to soak as best he can. Tempered Fate is going to catch Quas and Kiwi. Furion gets some good damage on the Kiwi. He gets a Petrifying Gaze, but he's exhausted, and Nori tries to get in. OQ goes down, but there goes Quas. He's going to try to turn this around. The rest of his team has backed away. He's healing up quite a bit, though. Can he drop Zig, who is so tanky? The Subjugate giving him so many stats. Finally, though, it's going to be a 2-for-0 in favor of Phoenix One.
Yeah, Phoenix One take out the 2 enormous carries here. Quas, he has kind of this gigantic burst, and then he really falls off, and it required a lot of setup. He got multiple vessels, and that's why he's doing so much damage, is they'll set up all these tentacles for him to do damage later, but GBM, OQ instantly burst out. You have to focus these 2 down, and they did the right thing. I do also have to say that MASH doesn't have an Executioner's Calling. They're probably not going to kill Quas anytime soon again. Good catch there, but then OQ off on this side shows himself right as he gets Petrifying Gaze, and Honori's like, oh, that's my target. And MASH kills him over the wall, jumps in, they finish off GBM, Quas does the ultimate, and then Flash. You can do that if you're in the air, reposition yourself, does it. Don't think he has a vessel out at the time, so they don't auto-snack, and it actually lowers the damage. And he's doing right on impact.
So NRG try to break the base without a Baron buff and are unsuccessful. Baron's now up in 13 seconds, and Elder Drake is going to be coming up in a few minutes as well. So NRG have got the path to victory still outlined ahead, but they've got to be a little bit more careful because Phoenix One, if they're able to find a successful fight, we're getting to some pretty late death timers. They could get themselves back into this.
Yeah, approaching 39 minutes. Baron is live right now. Those 3 Mountain Drakes do so much for energy. You can't let them get to this Baron, but yet you've lost an inhibitor in the mid lane. Nori's gonna try to stick around, but
ooh, Tempered Fate on top of the Vessel means Quas and Santorin get stunned up. Furion trying to find a way in. He's the Vessel now. That's not good.
OQ all the way in the back.
He's able to get out before they proc too much damage. Just needs to avoid some more of the follow-up. Still at 3/4 health, so
they're just going to try to get the Baron.
NRG try to burn it down. Furion's in the back. Down to about 3/4 health. Zig is caught out. Forced to use the Subjugate defensively. It's a big cooldown for the upcoming fight. NRG turned back onto the Baron. They burned through it so quickly. Baron secured. And Phoenix One don't even have time to get themselves back towards the pit.
No, and you can't even approach it at that point. OQ is going to have the right position. Quas has so many tentacles, and GBM still, honestly, does so much damage. You have to respect pretty much every member of NRG. They're going to push up with that Baron buff in the top side and try to split with Quas. Maybe this is your opportunity to actually start a fight here if you are P1. Catch him a little off guard if you instantly go in, but nope. Yeah, Quas isn't even going to take the risk.
He's got his teleport, decides to join up with the rest of his team, start building up some of those tentacles, put out some harass. Tempered Fate once again able to nail Kiwi Kid, but they decide that's not the target they want. GBM and OQ on the left side, avoiding Furion as best they can while they whittle down the
GBM!
GBM gets caught by a huge pillar. He's snared, and Furion is able to drop him down. Quas in the front gets left behind. There's the leap of faith. He does so much damage single-handedly as Santorin gets the knockup. Zig goes down. OQ collapses and turns onto Honori. He eats a big fear. Honori will escape, but that's 2 for 1 with Triple Mountain and Baron. NRG are going to take this inhibitor.
Yeah, they're going to take the inhibitor. They're going to move towards the one that just respawned in the mid lane as well and take that one down. Quas comes up huge in that fight. Ends up getting the E after GBM gets taken out there by the crits from MASH, and then ulties and turns the fight. Honestly, there, just the huge burst of damage, and then OQ with the follow-up. 2 inhibitors, but it could have been worse.
Oh, yeah.
Elder Dragon is live, though.
Yeah, and they have Triple Mountain heading towards the pit as quickly as possible. It's still 17 seconds for Furion, 15 for Zig, but he has his teleport. If he can group up with his team, that would be instrumental. But NRG are on the Elder Dragon. They're going to try to burn it down. Here comes Phoenix One from the river. Tempered Fate buys them some time, but Quas turns it into a fight as he catches Gate with the test and does an enormous amount of his health.
Yeah, Inori.
Zig teleporting in.
Inori doesn't have his ultimate just yet, and there's the teleport. Yeah, Zig from the backside here.
Pyrion's racing over as quickly as possible while Gate continues to dodge these tentacles. It's down to a quarter health. Zig drops the pillar. Quas gets to pull it in. NRG trying to sit together.
Inori's going to get slowed. He's taking a lot of damage. They're going to try to turn on it now and get it while Inori's gone.
Yeah, they burn it down. NRG take the Elder Dragon. 225 bonus true damage burn per auto attack. NRG are now primed and ready to push down that last remaining inhibitor.
Yeah, and their base was just being in shambles right now. P1, they have all these super minions coming towards them. Bind hits onto Santorin. They don't do anything about it. But then it's all about that pillar. GBM has to then walk around. They get all of the stun on him. The exhaust goes down onto Gate, so a little panic there from GBM, and then bam, Pyrion has to flash away. He was the one who got his spirit pulled, so all the tentacles try to hit him. And then he kills Pyrion from afar.
Yeah, very solid tentacle slam from Quas, catching him out with the vessel, able to convert that kill. This game, despite NRG having a significant lead for a very long portion of it, almost the entire game, they have had a very difficult time converting it into a win as Phoenix One are defending. And they are only relenting inch by inch when they absolutely have to. Now, though, they've got the Elder Dragon buff, Aspect of the Dragon, for another 45 seconds. Grouped as 5, they're going to try to break down this last remaining inhibitor turret.
NRG going for the long game here, hitting 6 items.
And this is what you talked about. The later this game goes on, the easier it is for Phoenix One to turn this around.
I mean,
getting towards that 6-item point.
GBM's been caught a couple times now, and he's sitting on 2,300 gold, looking for that last item for the Giant's Belt. I assume it might be a Warden's Mail into a Randuin, so he can survive some of the crits that's coming out from match. But yeah, it's going to be almost one team fight here to decide it.
Yeah, NRG not taking any chances. Super minions now flooding in from the other lanes. Inori and Zig, the 2 tanky frontliners, are forced to deal with it. That's 3 squishy members of Phoenix One.
Elder Dragon gone. So Phoenix One, they have to hold with these squishy members, like you said.
QB jumps forward. He's going to eat a culling and gets chunked out quite a bit, but still no focus from the turret. Slowly trying to poke it out, but not quite able to. So the super minions, they're going to get a lot of damage on the Nexus turret and nearly break it down.
Rather relentless here. They're focusing on some minions. That top one's not going to go down just yet, but they are becoming desperate to actually go towards it. Oh!
60 health, and it's still able to stay standing. NRG continue to pressure the bottom lane. They know they've got time with super minions continuing to flood in, just trying to pull Phoenix One apart. And the turret finally drops.
Just one of them, though. This bottom turret doesn't have that inhibitor down just yet, so the minions are going to be a little bit lost as they try to get towards that turret. It's a little harder for those top ones to make it all the way down there. So a little sigh of relief here for P1 for that bottom turret still being there. But they have to go rather soon or get a catch. And Mash.
Ooh, OQ pulls the trigger and does a lot of damage to both Pyrion and Mash. With those 2 damage parries. Oh, there's a huge Tempered Fate. It's up to the tanks now. Inori dashes in too soon. Can they turn it around? Pyrion's going to try to burst out, but Quas drops the hammer. He does not have enough health, though. They're able to get the kill onto Kiwi.
Yeah. Everything all said and done, NRG lose a member, and an inhibitor is respawning on the top side. They get time to defend it here, and both inhibitors are going to come back up for P1, and there's 30 seconds on the Baron. Kiwi Kid will not be up by the time the Baron first pops up.
Phoenix One are able to hold the siege of a triple Mountain Drake Baroned up Elder Dragon energy.
This is really actually greedy by OQ, because when you have the Twitch ultimate on, you can hit this turret and just completely decimate it. And he doesn't. Inori goes, I believe, a little bit too early, but still, the stun comes out, the ultimate. Quas has to actually flash away there. He got ignited, so he wasn't healing as much. It was a good play there by Gate. And right now, GBM, opposite side of the map. Zig's trying to make his way up there. Here comes the TP.
Yeah.
4 on 5. No Kiwi Kid.
Teleport for Zig. They're going to try to burn it down. Phoenix One taking a risky gambit.
They're going to go for the fight.
They get the Tempered Fate onto OQ. They're going to try to burst him down. Quas, once again, is going to be ready. OQ has dropped. Quas dropping some tentacles, but he doesn't have enough damage. Shut down by Mash. Phoenix One have such low health, but they win the fight.
Yeah, but Santorin is still up. Low HP on P1. Inori, incredibly low as well. GBM, he's going to try to get in there.
There goes the knockup. They've separated Pyrian. Can they lock him out? Phoenix One evacuate the pit. Mash is currently a vessel. He's running for his life. Oh, no. Phoenix One are cut off from their base by Santorin. Here comes GBM. Kiwi over the wall is going to try to catch up. Flash knockup. Phoenix One trying to get the kills, but they just don't have enough. Zig is running as best he can. They're running for their very lives.
If they get Subjugate back, they may stand a chance. They have to kite for just a little bit longer here. And they have the Subjugate. He uses it, so he's going to have a lot of HP.
Yeah, Santorin goes low. Zig back at full health. 20 seconds before Quas is up, and he's got teleport. GBM is left alone. He's able to get one, but Phoenix One kill him in answer, and NRG are forced to back away.
And Santorin's going to make it out as well. And he's going to try to clear out some vision on his way out. Kiwi Kid back up. OQ just respawned. Quas has teleport, and he is back up now.
Phoenix One, on the brink of death, are able to hold and take a team fight. I think collectively they had 1,500 health among the 5 of them.
Yeah, and they were kiting back, waiting for the Subjugate to come back for Zig so he could get full HP, and they were trying to allow Mash to get these minions with the lifesteal. GA comes out for Zig and for Gate. P1 onto the Baron. Santorin's on the top side. They don't have GBM. They won't have GBM.
They're burning it down very quickly. Santorin.
They have to stop Santorin from getting into this pit. If he steals this,
that's a one-way trap, but he gets
God.
it! He's able to get the Baron. Energy's right back into this once again. OQ's eating a lot of damage from the colleague. He's separated by the pillar and cleaned up by Mash. Energy are going to have to back away from this as GBM's only respawning just now.
Mash gets OQ at the end of the day there, and that is the Baron going over to Energy, though. So now Energy once again have the sieging power with the triple Mountain Drake. Absolutely insane. How is this? How is this game?
I have
49
no
minutes
idea.
in. Energy have had so many tools to win it, and they haven't been able to force the issue.
Smite stealing now twice. And though OQ is dead, Phoenix One are going to be the ones taking the initiative. Death timers are huge. They break down their first tier 2.
That's true. That is true.
That top tier 1 is still standing. 50 minutes into the game.
That is how little control P1 have had of this game in terms of the map. Santorin again. How? It goes from 1,200, 1,100 straight down. Inori smited as well. He's smiting too early.
It is a 1,300 smite. With the double Mountain Drake.
No, it doesn't do that anymore.
Oh no, only 1,000?
It's 1,000 only.
Santorin.
It did that on release, and I was like, not intentional.
Yeah, a little bit too strong, but
yeah, they only do 1,000.
50-minute mark, crested. Energy, 4 Drakes, Elder Dragon, 3 Barons, and they are not able to close out this game. Phoenix One are holding on. Looking for that game 3. Elder Dragon's up in 2 minutes now. And with the Baron and all of Energy respawn, they're going to try to walk it down the mid lane and break down these inhibitors.
I don't know if they'll be able to walk it down mid. We'll see.
Oh, Santorin gets denied
on the wrong side.
He's taking a lot of damage.
GA popped.
Oh my gosh, if they could catch him, that would be huge. There's the Tempered Fate. They miss Quas, but they catch Santorin. He's dead.
Big.
Phoenix One are continuing to chase forward. Now Quas is the next target. There's so much crowd control. The Sterix is popped. He's forced to flash away defensively. Oh, but OQ opens up on the far side. Gate goes low. He heals himself at the last second to get out. The vessel misses Mash. Oh, God.
And they hold off the siege, though. P1 still alive, didn't lose a member in that. Santorin goes down and through the GA, so he won't have that cooldown either. And there are now 3 Guardian Angels on P1. Pyrian just picked one up for himself as well.
If Phoenix One can take this win, it would be a huge moral boost for them. 0-6 in the standings, but finally, they have got their full starting roster. They have got Inori.
It gives them a game 3 and a chance to make game 1 not count.
Yeah. Absolutely huge. They're not just fighting for this win, they're fighting for all of their previous wins, all of those past performances right now. Phoenix One have got to show that they can compete, and right now, despite being 10,000 gold down, 9,000 gold down, 3 Barons, Elder Dragon, 4 Elemental Drakes, they're still able to keep pace in these fights. Elder Dragon spawning right now.
Inori not nearby just yet. You would think with the Mountain Drakes that whoever gets there first, if it's Energy, they're going to try to do it. P1, though, this is the problem. P1 have to just kind of hold off on this Dragon because they can't start it because Energy can run straight down mid. Vessel gets pulled. It does physical damage. So Zig takes nothing.
Once again, an early culling from Mash for a bit of harass as Inori and Zig zone away from Pyrian. Keep that huge source of damage ready, but Energy have got huge side lane pressure with those minions. They just need to wait this out. Grouping up now towards the Elder Dragon. Zig shows himself bottom and immediately Energy start onto the Elder Dragon. Remember, they have damage reduction.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, Elder Dragon, not that easy to do. Every Dragon stack you have, it does 20% more damage and 7% less is taken.
Zig is flanking, Zig is flanking. He's coming from behind the river, drops the pillar. Can they try to turn this into a flank and collapse onto Energy? The Elder Dragon going to reset onto Phoenix One. Can't quite make up its mind.
Nori's trying to flank from the top side. They're trying to go for a pincer move here. If Gate gets a good ultimate.
Oh, the Temper Fate punch! They're going to try to toss it in. Period goes in. They're able to knock OQ out. He's destroyed! Oh my god! Phoenix One are winning the fight! Quas goes low! Phoenix One clean up 3! JBM is going to die!
Gate throws out ultimate after ultimate, and he gets the perfect one in that fight. And Nori from behind the flank. Phoenix One have 60 to 70 seconds on the members of Energy. It is just Santorin.
Oh, Santorin actually went to the top lane. He's going to try to escort that minion wave in, but Phoenix One, as 4, 5 will rush down the mid lane. Zig will be able to catch up, though. He's got teleport, should be able to provide enough distraction. Phoenix One are going to try to win this game and take us to a game 3.
I think they're going to do it here. They can get these structures down moderately quickly. We're seeing it right here. The TP comes through. Santorin, I don't know what he can do to stop this. There's 24 seconds on OQ.
Mash
Phoenix
rushes in.
Try to end it.
Phoenix One are going to drop the glory tempered fate. They're going to take the Nexus. And 54 minutes in, Phoenix One will take us to game 3.
Hit the Nexus. Hit the Nexus. Don't do that.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to game 3.
Yeah, that's a happy smile. 54 minutes in, down the entire game. Phoenix One are able to take the win and bring us to game 3.
For how much of that game